Look, if you've ever tried to grow ginger, you know it can be a real gamble. But what if I told you there's a way to get a bigger, healthier harvest and get it 3 times faster? Well, today, we're going to unlock that exact secret. Okay, so let's get right into it. We've all been there. You plant a perfectly good-looking piece of ginger from the store, you wait, and absolutely nothing. Or even worse, it just turns to mush. So why does this keep happening?
You know, it really boils down to this classic dilemma. When you plant ginger in soil, getting the moisture just right is almost impossible. A little too much water, and the rhizome literally suffocates and rots before it can even sprout. Too little, and it just dries up into a woody, useless knot. It's this super delicate balance that causes so many failures. But what if there was a way to just bypass this problem entirely?
And this is the revelation. The solution is to give the ginger exactly what it wants, that constant humidity and moisture, but with one crucial twist that completely prevents it from rotting. We're talking about something called hydroponic sprouting. And the absolute key here, as you can see, is suspending the ginger above the water, not in it. This creates this perfect little high-humidity dome that triggers massive growth, but without any of the risk of it getting waterlogged. Honestly, it's the perfect head start. And get this, the setup is so simple. You don't need any fancy equipment. All you need is a basin, some kind of mesh basket, and a bit of water. You're basically creating a personal little greenhouse that gives the ginger the ideal conditions to wake up and start growing like crazy. And the results? They are fast. Just look at this timeline. In only 1 week, you're already seeing the first little green shoots. Fast forward to day 15, and you've got serious growth. And after 20 days, you have this incredible, massive root system. That's the kind of explosive progress you just never see when you plant directly in soil. And what about those bright white roots you're seeing? That's your visual proof that this system is working perfectly. It means they're soaking up all the moisture they need from the humid air, while still getting plenty of oxygen. This is what prevents rot and builds a super strong foundation for the rest of the plant's life. All right, so once you've got that amazing root system, the ginger is ready for phase 2. Let's talk about the perfect transplant and how we turn this into a hybrid method for absolutely massive growth in soil. So the whole goal here is to move that thriving, pre-sprouted plant into a home where it won't feel any shock. A recycled crate with great drainage is perfect. That base layer of straw, it holds onto moisture and adds nutrients. And you absolutely need a loose, airy soil mix. Every single one of these steps creates the perfect environment for that ginger to just take off. Okay, listen up, because this next part, it might be the single most critical detail of the entire process. You want to bury only half of the rhizome. You have to leave that top part exposed to the air. This one little trick is the key to preventing rot once it's in the soil, and it gives the new shoots a clear, easy path to sunlight. Trust me, this is a total game changer. And finally, you got to give them some space to breathe. Depending on how big your crate is, 2 to 4 pieces is usually perfect. Just remember, that little rhizome you planted is going to expand a lot underground, so giving it space is absolutely key if you want to avoid competition and really maximize your final harvest. All right, the ginger is sprouted, it's transplanted into its new home, and now, well, this is where the real magic happens. This is where you see the true, undeniable payoff of giving your plants that hydroponic head start.
Just look at this comparison. The growth rate isn't just a little better, it's in a whole different league. Because the plant spent those first crucial weeks building that huge, healthy root system without any stress, it can now put all of its energy into explosive growth above ground once it hits the soil.
So what does all that faster growth actually mean for you, the gardener? Well, it means you're harvesting way sooner. It means you get healthier, stronger plants that are way more resistant to pests. And, most importantly, it means a bigger, better, and much more consistent harvest. These are the real-world results you get from starting your ginger the right way. So, the main takeaway from all of this is pretty simple. Grow smarter, not harder. This one small, super easy change at the very beginning of the process, that hydrosprouting stage, leads to a dramatically better, bigger, and faster harvest in the end. By mastering this technique, you can really transform ginger from this tricky, hit-or-miss plant into one of your most rewarding and reliable harvests. So the real question is, are you ready to stop gambling with your ginger in the soil and start guaranteeing its growth?